Good morning, everybody. Hope your evening went well. It was a cool one here in Wichita with, once again, very, very high winds. That has been our plight this spring. Cool temperatures, high winds, punctuated by much hotter than normal temperatures and no moisture. We're about 8.5 inches behind in rain this year. And yesterday, the wheat crop report was 55% poor, 35% fair. That's 90% of our crop is rated fair to poor, which means the wheat harvest is going to be way down. It'll be higher than what they forecast, but it's going to be way down from normal times. And that will affect food prices. It'll add to the food inflation that our government conveniently doesn't count as inflation. People don't need fuel for whatever they use fuel and energy for, and they don't need to eat. That's off the inflation grid. So it's another way that governments screw with the numbers to paint the picture they want you to believe. The market is really, really strong. The European Central Bank came out last night counter to some comments by the French National Bank. They're saying that quantitative easing, while it could happen at some point in the future, will be nowhere near what the current talk is for it to kick in June. What steps that will be taken in June will be minor. And the German government paper and the United States Treasury market exploded to the upside. And you can see that this happened in London right here. This is when the statement was made and the market broke out to the upside. Now, you can be pretty well assured that most of this news is priced into the market right now. So we've got resistance at 14.5 to 16, and the easiest trade to see this morning is failure to turn 14.5, 16 from resistance into support. I think the biggest dynamic we're going to have off the opening is going to be short covering by large institutions that are rethinking their positions that need the liquidity of the day session. So the market is very, very strong. It is tied to a certain piece of news, and the market has to trade higher quickly this morning or it's priced in. The second factor will be with the direction of the indexes. Now, the E-mini yesterday made new contract highs. It closed above the previous high at 92.5. It has drifted below that right now. The Russell, which are smaller cap stocks, did not make new highs yesterday. In fact, it was off 1%. So we're seeing the broad major indexes, the Dow and the S&P 500 moving up. We're seeing smaller cap indices not move higher. Stock markets around the globe were mixed. Hong Kong was up. Japan and China were off a little bit, not by much. And the European stock markets are lower, but not by much. And the E-mini is lower, but not by much. So the direction of the indexes today might be ultimately what decides how far this rally can go, based on the assumption that the European central bank statements are fully priced into the market. So here we are. We've got our breakout at 4 to 6 and a resting limit buy at 7 would be the easiest long to see. So limit buy at 7. The easiest trade, frankly, to see is to sell failure to take out this area right here. So on the assumption that we got strong buying and the market's going to go a little higher and squeeze the shorts, I put our first sell at 19 to 23. Now that might be a little cute, but this is the question mark area, and I frankly don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be one of those wait and see. The last rotate down was 11. The breakout came at 7, so our first buy is 7 to 11, followed by 1 to 5. The financials have shown surprising strength given the rally that we've had in the stock market. The knob spread further widened overnight. So the large fundamental based institutions have been buying treasuries. They haven't abandoned that, and they've been buying the 30-year over the 10-year because they think interest rates are going to go down. And it is a quiet flight to quality underneath what's going on in the equity markets. So we'll have to see how this plays out. It's tough trading this morning. It's a little more difficult than it normally is. It's never easy. But this morning is a little bit more difficult than normal. So selling failure to take out 14.5, 16 is the easiest trade. If that number comes out, the first area we're interested in selling will be the 2024 area, leaning against that. On the buy side, 7 to 11 leans against the breakout, and then 1 to 5 basically leans against the buck where we had all that late buying yesterday. The ZB really took off last night. The knob spread went over 11. This morning when I finally got up, it was trading at 11.03. And it was hard to get out of bed this morning. I don't know why. Hump day, Wednesday maybe, I don't know. Went out and had Mexican food last night, perhaps one enchilada too many. You never know. So you can see right here, we're just making new highs. So selling failure to get through 23.24 is the easiest trade to see, on the assumption that at least most of what happened last night from off the ECB statements are priced in. Sell 27 to 31 will be the easiest, will be the next area we would want to consider getting short. The preferred trade, though, is to be long. Okay, the last rotate down was 14. We're at 18. It's very, very aggressive. So 11 to 15, buy one. And then we have our breakout from 04, 05. So 5 to 9 would be the preferred buy based on structure. And again, the knob spread is very, very strong once again this morning as money rolls into the long end of the market. Okay, gold is up. Printing of money by the European Central Bank is not completely off the table. The unrest in the Ukraine increased. The rebels, as they're characterized, killed 7 or 8 they ambushed a convoy yesterday and killed 7 or 8 Ukrainian soldiers. Being discounted as skirmishes or tiffs, except if you're the guy that's in the body bag. But that's in that part of the world, most disputes are settled either with the butt of a gun or with the barrel, the front end of a gun, and it's no different. Russia's been accused of not withdrawing any of their troops from the border, even though they said that they would, and instigating unrest through their special forces and intelligence units in the eastern Ukraine. So my guess is Russia is fomenting that unrest and keeping the pot stirred to enhance their negotiating positions. Okay, the breakout came from the 95, 97 area. The first pause was 02. The second pause is 5. So maybe, my guess is most of the news is factored in. So sell 1, 5 to 7, a little bit higher this morning. And then 10 to 13 will be sell 2. On the breakout side, last rotate down was 13, so maybe stops below 1300. So buy 1 will be 97. 1300, and then buy 2 will be our 90 to 92. Okay, the euro kind of held in overnight, and the reason the euro is being pointed to as having some buying is that perhaps the ECB will not be printing as much money as everybody thought they were. In fact, the ECB will not be printing as much money as people expected. So we're up. Got a very, very clean break in the market at 37.50. I think that is pretty good resistance. We left yesterday's market wanting to sell the 15 to 25 area. The overnight session high came in at 28 to 30. So we caught the top end of the sell band. Did not get close to our buy recommendation, which was in the 75 to 85 area. So 25 to 35 will be sell 1. 45 to 55 will be sell 2. The best sell will come against 50. It's a very, very clean break structurally. On the buy side, last rotate down was 6, so we'll make 95 to 137 even buy 1. We'll see how good Draghi is at jawboning the market this week. He will try to talk it down. Rhetoric is not prohibited by the European Central Bank's charter. And these central bankers, I mean, Draghi has effectively kicked the sovereign debt problem can down the road for a couple of years. He's been really, really good at what he does. So you can't discount the power of the word when it comes from a central bank governor or whatever his official title happens to be. Okay, crude's up a little bit overnight. There could be some economic strength priced into crude. Summer driving season is about to start. The call for crude inventories today is down 500,000 barrels. There was shooting overnight in the Ukraine, so that hasn't gone away. And we left yesterday's market wanting to sell the 102, 102 and a quarter area, and the high is 20. So we're high and we're holding those gains. So we'll make our first sell 102.15 to 40. And then our second sell 75 to the buck. The market is pointed higher structurally. It has been rallying. The breakout yesterday came from 50. The overnight session low is 89, so maybe stops below the overnight session low. 50 to 75 will be buy 1. And then 101, 101 and a quarter will be buy 2. Crude's holding in pretty good, and it could be seasonal strength. It could be that the world's economy is actually growing. And last but not least, the E-mini. I don't have a strong opinion today. I know structurally this market is really, really, really strong. It's not based on fundamentals. It's based on technicals. We've had a trading target of 1900 ever since January 1 of this year. We're almost there. Cash did make it. And again, cash is leading futures up, and that's unusual. If there was a lot of positive bullish sentiment, futures would be taking cash higher with it. So stopped at 98.50 yesterday. The traders were even more cautious than they normally would. Normally you'd expect a 99.50 out of that. So we've got this breakout from our 85, 87 area, and we've got support right here at 90. So I think we're pointed a little lower. We got to take out 99. Last rotate down yesterday was 88. followed by 87. So let's make 86, 88 buy 1. And then buy 2 will make 80 to 82. The sell, if we don't break the market, I mean, I think we're headed higher, so we'll make 99 to 101. We'll have to come back and adjust this. I do not have a strong feeling. Like I said, the market is trading on air from what I can tell. And so we're going to make 99 to 1901, sell 1, and then 3 to 5 for sell 2. On the buy side, we'll make it 86, 88. I'm just not really comfortable long up here, as you all know and can feel, because I don't see a lot of substance behind this rally. Okay, it'll take at least 20 minutes to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that right now. See you back in the room as soon as I can get there.